But I also want to turn to the politics of Jammu and Kashmir, because as we said, there were successfully held elections just about, 7 months ago with a high voter turnout and a government elected. But it's a state which is still a union territory, broken up, not given statehood as promised by the centre. How is all this playing out, and what does this incident now do to the politics of Jammu and Kashmir? Joining me for this moment, Sajjad Gani Lone joins me, Jammu and Kashmir's People Conference chief. He's just come back from Handwara, where he was. Sajjad, when I spoke to you on the phone a little while ago, you said you were deeply traumatized and disturbed by what has happened. Just give us a sense of what this means. Are we now cycling back to the days when civilians became the target of terror attacks?
Rajiv, it's been one of the most devastating days, where you see that we Kashmiris, we have a history of hospitality. We have guests who come for the last century or so. And even people who don't like us or are critical of us would always agree that we're very hospitable, we open our hearts up to our guests. And we have an identity. And that identity has been shattered by these terrorists, and with whom we have nothing in common, absolutely nothing in common. And we are as much victims of these people in the last 30 years as now. The only thing that I'll tell you, what I today, in this entire wall of darkness, was the anger, the palpable anger. The moment that one particular video started doing rounds on the WhatsApp, where there was a wife crying for her husband who had probably died and a young child, I have never seen so much anger, because there were many people there when I was in Handwara at the moment. And I could see, a lot of them wanted to actually go out and protest. I can tell you that this is the first time today, if there are a set of circumstances, lakhs would march against this carnage. And, it's so sad that it has happened on our soil. As inhabitants, we are powerless and as helpless as you saw those people, those unfortunate people who were, I would say, martyred in that scenic Pahalgam, famed for its beauty, and now, being identified.
But is it? But you said people are angry. Is it an empty, hollow anger, though, or is there a tipping point? I mean, we've seen these terror attacks over the years. I've come there to cover it in the 1990s, where we had terrible, terrible terror attacks. Every time I would meet civilians, good people out there saying, look, we want this to end, but they seem powerless. Do you believe something can change when you see those images, as you rightly said, of innocent civilians? I mean, because they're targeted simply because they are Hindus, as the terrorists want. They want to create a Hindu-Muslim divide clearly on the ground. But can this anger translate, Sajjad, into something more substantial?
First of all, Rajdeep, have they ever spared Muslims? Did they spare my father? Did they spare thousands of Muslims that they killed in Kashmir? We have to, in this moment of anger, understand that these are terrorists, and terrorists have no religion. They might kill. Have they spared Muslims, you think?
No, they have no religion, but in this particular instance, there were targeted killings of Hindus. So clearly designed to spread a Hindu-Muslim divide, not just in the valley, but in other parts of the country as well.
Yes, and of course, they have done that. But what I'm saying is, the tipping point that you are talking about, I hope and pray, and I believe this would be the start of the tipping point, wherein people would come out on streets. I honestly believe that people today, there's a lot of anger. You don't know what it is. It's not only Hindu-Muslim. They want to create a Hindu-Muslim thing in Kashmir, in Jammu, in the rest of the country. They want to destroy Kashmiris economically. A disempowered Kashmiri is a ready-made material for all your criminal activities that you want to do. Do you know these Kashmiris, we all have dreams. And all their dreams have been shattered by these people. It's killing, it's carnage, they're trying to disempower us, finish us economically. And today I will tell you, the people of Kashmir, mature by 3 decades of violence, know that it has to end. And I'm sure the Kashmiri people of Kashmir will draw a line. This is the start of the end, trust me, in terms of hatred for those people who come and kill. You would have at times people condemning things conditionally. What I'm seeing is no conditions. People are unequivocally, unambiguously condemning this
That's
carnage.
extremely reassuring. But how do you take on the gun, which is, as I said, there are cross-border terrorists who have the gun, the power of the gun. Are you telling me locals want to stay away from that politics? They want to have nothing to do with these people who are peddling guns. There have been local militant outfits also. Are you saying these are all now Pakistan-sponsored, Pakistani terrorists coming into Kashmir simply to create, as you're saying, this destabilization?
You see, if you look at the pattern of violence today, these people, these criminals, these terrorists, they live in the forests. They are gone are those days when you would see an armed man, a terrorist, in the heart of the locality. Those days are gone. These are as alien to you as they are to me, as they are to every Kashmiri. We don't know them. We absolutely don't know them, and we don't want them to smear our land with this nonsense what they want to do. We honestly believe. I mean, say I've talked to at least 200 to 300 people, 400 people since after this thing happened, and I have seen, earlier on there would be skepticism, kisne kiya, nothing at all, unconditional, unambiguous condemnation and sadness. I tell you something. I was teary-eyed, and I saw many people teary-eyed because of what has happened. Nobody likes this, and this could be the tipping point. I just hope it is the tipping point, and I'm sure
You're saying, I don't know if Amitabh Mattu is still with us. Amitabh, as someone who, okay, Manoj Joshi, you're still with us. I want to understand, you've also tracked, over the years, written books on Kashmir. Do you agree with Sajjad Lone when he says that this could be a tipping point, that there comes a time when people say enough is enough? I mean, these are helpless tourists who are only boosting the economy of Jammu and Kashmir. For the people of Jammu and Kashmir, what has happened is terrible. And you've got this rogue nation across the border doing this. Do you believe that the people of Kashmir have understood this?
Rajdeep, I want to draw your attention to another fact, which is the unhappiness in Kashmir after the derogation of Article 370. That means the situation in Kashmir was far from normal for several years. There is a sense of resentment there. There was a sense of unhappiness there. And I think there was a need of a political outreach. Now, the election that took place last year has been very helpful. And the Lok Sabha election also saw a very high turnout. And the Umar Abdullah's election, becoming a chief minister has been very helpful. But there is still in Kashmir a sense of unhappiness, a sense that New Delhi is not paying enough attention to the, so in dealing with any insurgency, it is very important to win the hearts and minds of the people. And in the case of Kashmir, we have lost that part, that art, the art of winning hearts and minds of the Kashmiris.
Let me take what you've just said to Sajjad Lone. Hearts and minds. Are you telling me that today's incident, Sajjad, will shake people, even the few who were seen to be sympathetic to terrorism, called it militancy, will today realize these are just Islamist terrorists who want to stir a Hindu-Muslim divide by targeting innocent civilians? Have they woken up, you believe? Each and every Kashmiri today will today in their hearts and minds be thinking of the victims and not have any sense of alienation or the usual narrative that is often peddled at times like this?
We are matured. We have our issues with Delhi, but that does not mean that we will condone or approve or endorse carnage by terrorists. And Rajdeep, this place has 99% Muslims. I would say not in the name of my religion, not in our name. They are outsiders. We have nothing to do with them. And I'm speaking, I believe, I'm sure I'm speaking for a vast majority of the people of Kashmir. We don't believe they are Muslims, they are terrorists. Let them not do it in the name of my religion. Let them not do it in the name of my Kashmir. They can go to hell. We have nothing to do with them. And
they can go,
we might have
they can go to hell. You're telling me in very strong words they can go to hell, they have nothing to do with my religion. However, they claim to, at times, kill in the name of religion. That's the problem. They use religion as an instrument to justify their violence.
The reason I'm trying to, stress on this issue is to tell there will be a lot of anger around that they have killed fellow Muslims in the name of Islam. They must have killed at least 10,000 people here in the name of Islam who were Muslims. So, without any conditions, total unambiguity, they are alien to us, to our culture, to our religion. We have nothing to do. We don't know them and we don't want to bloody know them at all. And we, the people of Kashmir, we condemn it. They cannot use our soil to kill innocent tourists. They come, they live in our hotels, they travel in our cars, they shop from our shops, they eat from our restaurants, they give employment to lakhs of people. And here are these people are. The moment a Kashmiri wants to dream of economic dignity, here come these villains and they destroy it all. Do you think there will be any soul who will be happy for this? They are the biggest enemies for us. They are after our economic dignity, after our political dignity, after our social dignity. They want to destroy it all. So they are our biggest enemies, more than anybody else.
And is there a complete political consensus in the Valley parties on what you've just said, that they can go to hell, that they have absolutely no right to destroy the dignity of Kashmiris? They do not speak for Kashmiris or indeed for Islam. They are out and out terrorists. Do you believe there is total political consensus among the parties of the Valley on what you've just told me?
I am sure that today, if all parties together come and announce a day of protest, lakhs will march in their constituencies. This is a challenge. Lakhs will march out. How? A husband has been killed. Somebody's son has been killed. We are also a nation of a people of sons, fathers, mothers. How can we endorse that somebody's husband is killed? We go abroad. What if it happens to us? That young child with tears in his eyes brought tears in my eyes. It could have been my son. How can we endorse it? That helplessness on his face, on the wife's face. No way. These are beasts who got nothing to do with these beasts.
I take your words. I think your words will echo, resonate today. These are beasts. And these are people who have nothing to do with the good of Kashmir. Sajjad Lone, for those strong words, I appreciate you joining us.